All right, guys, so today we're going to be checking out the brand new JLab Open Sport earbuds. Now, this is a very unique pair of earbuds because it is an open ear design, which means it's not in your ear canal, it's not covering your ears completely, which means you can always hear your environment. But it also comes with detachable ear hooks, which allows these to also clip onto a pair of glasses. So if you're somebody that wears normal glasses, or if you're outdoors and you're wearing a pair of sunglasses, this definitely is a unique feature that will come in handy. Now, this makes the JLab Open Sport earbuds a direct competitor for like the Aftershok's bone conducting type headphones, the Bose Sport Open, which is essentially kind of the same thing. It just kind of hangs over your ears, doesn't sit in your ear canal, and it's channeling audio into your ear. But it's also a competitor to Sony's Link Buds. Now, the Link Buds actually go in your ear, but because they have this ring type design, it leaves it open where you can hear your surroundings. Now, the huge difference here is all of those that I just mentioned are pretty pricey at times. I mean, they can start, especially with the Shock series, at around 70 bucks, but they go all the way up to 180. And the JLab Open Sport earbuds come in retailing at 80 bucks. So from a price standpoint, it's pretty competitive. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the features that these have. We're gonna talk about what all comes inside the box and the sound, and see if it's worth the $80 price tag. Now, to start with, these are using 14.2 millimeter drivers. And the reason they're having to use drivers this large is because they don't sit in your ear canal. It has to output enough volume on your audio to compete with your surroundings. This pair also has multi-point connection, so you can be connected to more than one device at a time. And this, again, always comes in handy because you could be watching a movie on one device, and if a phone call comes in on your phone, you can easily switch from one device to the other without having to go into settings or jump through hoops to disconnect your device. Now, this pair does have Bluetooth 5.1, and I did notice throughout my testing, I didn't have any kind of lag when it came to movies or videos. I did have lag while gaming, although it was minimal. But again, that seems to be the case with pretty much every earbud that I test. And one thing about JLab is a lot of their earbuds, you usually have like 3 different EQ options that you can switch between just on the earbuds themselves. They don't actually require an app. But with this pair, you only get 2. You get JLab's signature sound, and then you get their balanced mode, which is basically trying to strip out the bass and the treble and kind of give you a more neutral sounding earbud. But we'll talk about that once we get to the sound. Now, as far as using these outdoors, which obviously you would because of this type of design, they do come in with an IPX4 rating, which means they're going to be fine against rain and sweat and things like that. But this is not one of those pairs that you could submerge into water. And then now moving over to what they've included inside the box, because this pair does not use ear tips, obviously it does not come with those. It does come with an extra zippered case that the actual docking / case that comes with it sits in, which I'll talk about that in a second. And then as far as the charging cable, it comes with a USB-C cable. And speaking of the charging, battery life is pretty decent, especially again compared to a lot of the other ones that I mentioned earlier in the video, because on a single charge you can get about 7 hours on the earbuds with around 24 hours using the case. And one feature that I do wish that these had that for some reason JLab didn't include is there's no fast charging. So if you're on your way out the door, you pick your earbuds up and they do happen to be dead, you can't throw them in the case for like 5 or 10 minutes and get an hour or 2 hours worth of use. Now, moving over to looking at the case and the earbuds themselves, like I said, the case is actually kind of more of like a docking station. The earbuds just kind of sit right up front. On the back of the docking case, you can see that it has these 2 little squares. Now, these are hooks that you would replace the flexible ear hooks with, and this is what allows these to slide onto your glasses. And this, again, is very important for people that wear glasses, because if you're used to wearing ear hook style design earbuds or IEMs or things like that, you know it can get a little tricky if you wear glasses. Now, on the front part of the case, you can see that's where your USB-C input is located. And then right up top is where you have 3 indicator lights. Now, this is what lets you know how much battery life is left on the case, but it also will light up on the left and right side to show you that both earbuds are charging. Now moving over to looking at the earbuds themselves, these have a very unique design. They have some straight edge like angles to them. It doesn't look like your typical pair of earbuds. In fact, I do think they are a little bit bulky. Now as far as the controls, this pair does use touch controls, and I am happy to say that they give you control over everything out of the box. And this is important because this pair does not work with JLab's app. So out of the box, you have your play, your pause, your ability to skip your tracks forward, go backwards. You have your volume control. You also have your ability to switch between both of those EQ options. So again, it's nice that you have all of that right out of the box. Now, as far as the microphones on here, I think they're just okay. It's not anything special. I felt like it picked up my voice okay, and I also felt like it did a pretty decent job of blocking out my surroundings. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
So here is a mic test using the JLab Open Sport earbuds. And again, like I said, it's not anything special, but I don't think you have any issue hearing what I'm saying. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is a mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. So this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. And because of the design of these, because they're an open ear style earbud, it's very hard to compare these to normal earbuds, because if you don't have that seal, you don't have that bass impact. And this pair is not a bone conducting pair of headphones like the Shock series. So you're not even getting that sensation of vibration with the bass. So if you're not used to this style of earbud, the first thing you're gonna notice is they lack bass. They don't have that punch. They don't even have a thickness to the audio. And to be honest, between JLab's signature sound EQ setting and the balanced EQ sound setting, I couldn't tell much of a difference. I felt like the mids and the treble came through very clearly, but it just still lacks the character that you're used to getting with a normal pair of earbuds. You don't have that isolation, so it really sounds more like a Bluetooth speaker that's off at a distance instead of feeling isolated from everything else and being able to hear all the little details in the sound. So I felt like I was using it more for like movies, videos, and podcasts where it was more focused on dialogue. Because if you're using them for like music alone, it's more so just for like background music. You wouldn't use this for like critical listening or, you know, to just kind of relax and block everything out, which again is not the design that this is for. This would be used for like walking up and down the street, or if you're gonna be outside running or riding a bike where you still need to be aware of your surroundings. You could even use this in like an office environment where you still need to hear if people are gonna talk to you, or you need to hear the phone ring. And in those situations, I find this to be like very useful, and I get what this is for. And especially if you're somebody that wears glasses like myself, it's nice that if you're outdoors and you're wearing a pair of sunglasses, or if you're in those situations where you need to wear your glasses, that you can just slide these on to the arm of the glasses and just use them like normal and not feel like, you know, you can't use them because they have those ear hooks. But guys, that wraps up my video on the brand new JLab Open Sport earbuds. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.